Hello and a very warm welcome to the Sanderson Park, aka the unlicensed name for the Allianz Arena at FIFA 21, and join me here for more Bundesliga action around 16 as Bayern Munich host SC Freiburg. Certainly this is a game of the utmost importance for Hansi Flick's boys after the shocking performances that they put on against Mönchengladbach last week in the league, and certainly the upset elimination against Holstein Kiel in the DFB Pokal, being eliminated on penalties. And they face here a side in SC Freiburg that seems high flying in form at 7 undefeated games, of course, in the Bundesliga, and the only defeat being the elimination against Stuttgart in the Cup. Bayern Munich enter with Neuer in goalkeeping position, Davis and Pavard on the flanks, Süle and Alaba in the centre position, with Kimmich Goretzka at double pivot in central midfield. Müller is behind Lewandowski as Gnabry and Leroy Sané make the flanks. For Freiburg, of course, it is pretty much the same lineup from last week's demolition job of FC Köln 5-0 at home. Florian Müller starts for them. In the back it is a trio of Gulde, Karl-Heinz and Schlotterbeck. In the midfield it is Baptiste Santamaria with Höfler, Christian Günther and Kubler on the right. Vincenzo Grifo will be looking to link up with Alexander Demirovic and Roland Salai up front to take advantage of Bayern's high line. As per the coach of Freiburg, of course, Christian Streich, who put it in his way, saying that Bayern are pretty vulnerable and they will be up for the taking here. In this clash, certainly Bayern would try and recover from the recent upsets to keep the lead going at the top of the table and keep the difference at the top, behind, of course, or ahead of Borussia Dortmund, Bayer Leverkusen and RB Leipzig. The game is underway here, of course, and Bayern will certainly try to start pretty strong considering the latest setbacks. As we mentioned, of course, their problem has been that he didn't start strong in each of those games, and here is the offside situation on Serge Gnabry in the first attack for FC Bayern. That is quite clearly a far wide offside and a rightful decision, of course. Freiburg will try and take advantage of the high line of Bayern. Certainly they will try and play behind the spaces existing between the defenders, and here is Freiburg trying to capitalise on those mistakes. But certainly Bayern Munich are now aware, and here's Davis threading the ball brilliantly through to Leroy Sané, who's putting it on his left foot, and the finish to make it 1-0 for Bayern Munich early on, as early as 4 minutes. This is the kind of start that Bayern would want after the upsets of the last couple of weeks. Leroy Sané brilliantly left foot finished into the corner, and the Bayern fans, of course, are jubilating. The brilliant through from Davis, and Leroy Sané with the run, time and space on his hand, and certainly he would not miss from that kind of range. It is Bayern 1, SC Freiburg 0, and certainly not the kind of start that Freiburg were aiming at when they came here to the Allianz Arena. What a goal that was from Leroy Sané. Brilliant from the German, who's starting to find his form under Hansi Flick after a bit of a rough patch as of late. Also, a lot of criticism was coming his way considering the expectations from him, and now it's a new start and Freiburg will certainly be forced to play a little bit more forward. Here is Santamaria to Höfler now, and a bit of an exchange in the midfield. Demirovic dropping deep now. And of course the setup of Freiburg is certainly made to counter Bayern's pressing mentality. Demirovic, and he's looking of course for the space here. Höfler to Demirovic again, and back to Höfler, and this is Vincenzo Grifo, of course, the most dangerous player potentially in the Freiburg squad, looking for the space to cross, and he cuts back to Höfler, and now the exchange of the passes between him and Günther, who's looking to thread it through now to Demirovic to Salai, but in the end it is intercepted, and this is Bayern here with the potential for another counter to try and add a second goal. And this is Kimmich trying to thread it through to Lewandowski, who cuts inside, and here is Goretzka, but Müller is in the offside position, and thus will end the attack for Bayern, and the transition will be now for SC Freiburg, who, as I mentioned earlier, of course, they have been brilliant. Their form has been exceptional as of late, of course. Leroy Sané now has the ball with Müller linking up. There is Goretzka to Kimmich and trying to thread it through now. Lewandowski cutting inside left foot, but Florian Müller is in the right place to save that ball. 15 minutes, of course, and Bayern have the lead that matters at the moment. Certainly more than making up for their strong start in the game. Here's Gulde going to Grifo to Demirovic, and again now back to Höfler. Freiburg would certainly know that Bayern are vulnerable and they would want to equalise as early as possible to keep the game alive. And here is Heinz keeping the ball alive for Freiburg to Gulde. Long ball to Demirovic. Santa Maria now. Back to Heinz and back to Santa Maria in the midfield. Looking for that long ball. Brilliant ball towards Höfler. Trying to find the players in the space. And he's still going, looking for Demirovic to set him up. And he does. But his shot is deflected by Alfonso Davies. And into an SC Freiburg corner. The first of the game from both sides inside 18 minutes. And the cross from Günther. And the header is away from Joshua Kimmich. And this is Gulde and back to Schlotterbeck. And it's still for Freiburg, who are really having more of the possession, but Neuer here denies a chance for Freiburg to score the equaliser. Here's Sané threading Lewandowski through. The link up with Sané again and back to Goretzka now. And to Müller. To Kimmich, of course, returning from injury, him and Goretzka. It will make a difference certainly in that midfield area for Bayern. And here's Lewandowski trying to thread the ball through. But Heinz deny him with a brilliant tackle. Schlotterbeck throws it forward now as Freiburg, of course, despite having no chances so far in this game, but they are in it as the scoreline is pretty tight, and certainly that is worrying for Bayern as the game progresses. Here is Lewandowski trying to thread through to Sané, but intercepted by Freiburg. Of course, their setup is 3-4-3, but certainly it transforms into a more of a 3-5-2 as they try to defend, of course, the incoming attacks from Bayern Munich. Kimmich to Müller, trying to link up here with Goretzka, looking for some space here. Müller and looking to thread Lewandowski through, but that doesn't work again. 20 goals, of course, for Lewandowski, the top goal scorer this season, and certainly one of the contenders for another Golden Boot award. Of course, he didn't win that one last year. It ended for Ciro Immobile, and here's an attack for Bayern Munich as we speak. Goretzka to Kimmich, and Müller, he's going wide now, cuts inside, but it is well defended by Freiburg. Günther throwing another long ball towards Demirovic. His, of course, towering presence is pretty important for Freiburg up front, and certainly with the technicality and the brilliant capabilities of someone like Vincenzo Grifo and Roland Salai, this will be a very dangerous front line for Freiburg. And speaking of that, here's Günther having space down the right-hand side of Bayern's defence to run into Höfler to Demirovic. Vincenzo Grifo to Höfler again, and Demirovic finds the space to equalise inside the half-an-hour mark. This is what Christian Streich was referring to when he said that Bayern were vulnerable and they were up for the taking. The first time the spaces appear inside the defence of Bayern, and Alexander Demirovic takes advantage. He tried to make this run a couple of times before. He didn't fancy his chances, but this time, beautiful first time finish, straight over the pass from Höfler and straight into the bottom corner. It is parity restored here at the Allianz Arena. 1 Bayern Munich, 1 Freiburg in a crucial time in the game for Ermedin Demirovic. And it is underway again, of course. Bayern now, certainly, this is a problem that has been creeping up. Bayern have kept only 1 clean sheet in the last 15 games in the Bundesliga, and certainly they would not keep another one here against Freiburg. Lewandowski still looking for them space, and this is Freiburg now, who'll probably be relishing some chances to score the second goal. Here's Demirovic, fresh after scoring the equaliser, trying to find Santa Maria in space, and this is Günther now. This could be a dangerous cross, and Manuel Neuer with the all-crucial save, and Pavard with the later clearance, of course. Freiburg almost scoring the second goal there. That would have probably been so bad heading into the break here at the Allianz Arena. Müller to Goretzka, and Bayern now trying to score the second goal and restore the lead. Here's Sané down that right-hand side, and the cross inside to Lewandowski, but it's headed away beautifully by Gulde. Here is Alfonso Davies with the pass. Here is Sané trying to link up with Goretzka now to Gnabry, and Sané again, but he is in an offside position. Freiburg, of course, they will be happy with the draw heading into the break. Certainly, they would dream of having a great result against Bayern here. And of course, again, according to the statements of their coach Christian Streich, Bayern is up for the taking and they could manage a great result here. Here's Santa Maria moving down that right hand side. They didn't use that right hand side a lot so far. They moved a lot quite on the left, considering that the right back position for Bayern is really in a tough position. Benjamin Pavard and his replacement Bunassar are not exactly performing well. And here's Nicolas Zule with the clearance now. And a starting of a new attack now for Bayern. Here's Lewandowski to Müller. Lewandowski is running in the space. And Müller threads him through, but is beautifully intercepted by Heinz. And here's Vincenzo Grifo trying to start an attack for Freiburg. Intercepted pretty high in the midfield. And here's Müller to Lewandowski. And that sort of drill didn't work for Bayern so far. Lewandowski didn't find the space to thread any ball through. And of course Freiburg now with the draw at half-time. It is Bayern 1, Freiburg 1 at the break. Leroy Sané scored really early in the first half. 4 minutes into the game, Leroy Sané with the lead. Everything thought to be good for Bayern until Demirovic managed to equalise in the 32nd minute. It is Bayern Munich 1, Freiburg 1 at the break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we return here at the Allianz Arena as we leave it to parity between Bayern Munich and Freiburg. Reminding you of the goals, of course, Leroy Sané scored in the 4th minute before Demirovic made it 1-1 in the 32nd minute of the game. Certainly Bayern had more chances, they tried to score, but Freiburg managed to capitalise on the spaces in between the centre-halves, the bad positioning of Nicolas Zule that always costs Bayern goals in the last couple of months. No changes in the lineups from both sides, of course. The substitutions will be certainly incoming late on in the second half. And here is, of course, Demirovic, the goal scorer for Freiburg, with a bad pass intercepted by Zule and a potential now for an attack for Bayern. Here is Müller trying to thread Lewandowski once again. This time chooses Kimmich and goes to the right to Gnabry, who has a space to run into, chooses to play to Lewandowski, who links up with the 1-2 with Gnabry again, and this could be a dangerous ball, but in the end it is dealt with by the defence of Freiburg. Höfler to Demirovic, to Vincenzo Grifo, who has acres of space to run into, and Günther again threads beautiful ball to Vincenzo Grifo, and that is a brilliant tackle and interception from David Alaba. Of course, being linked of all sorts of moves outside of Bayern Munich, the sure thing is that he's going to be leaving the Bavarian Giants at the end of the season. Which is the direction will be going is unknown at the moment. Here is Demirovic. Brilliant performance from him so far, linking up, dropping deep, opening the spaces for his teammates now. Here's Höfler looking for more space to Demirovic once again. Salah is making the run inside the box, but Demirovic was too stubborn to make the pass. And now he does the pass back to Günther. Demirovic once again. Here's Santa Maria to Demirovic and Höfler. And here's Demirovic, but the pass is well read by Alphonso Davies. Goretzka now to Müller, and there's acres of space now for Bayern players to run into if Müller makes the right pass, but certainly the defensive return of Freiburg is absolutely brilliant now. Demirovic again dropping an opening space, linking up with Santa Maria to Demirovic again. Half an hour, of course, before the end of the game. We reached the hour mark and still parity restored here, and Höfler with the shot, but Neuer with the all-important save, and Vincenzo Grifo keeps the ball alive, and Santa Maria with the shot, and it will be the second goal for Freiburg. It is a shocking turnaround of events here at the Allianz Arena. It is 2-1 for Freiburg, and from 1-0 down, Freiburg go 2-1 up, and Demirovic with the second goal. He was certainly at the right time and the right place there. This was the first goal, of course, the first ball, from Salah, the parry from Neuer, and it falls in front of Demirovic, who certainly would not miss that kind of tap-ins in front of an empty net. 2 goals for him on the day, and it is the comeback complete for SC Freiburg. Certainly Hansi Flick now would need to make some changes and include some serious space and creativity into Bayern. And here's Müller trying to cut inside, looking for a quick reaction now. Bayern, Lewandowski cuts inside, tries to pass, but it doesn't work. And here's Kimmich linking up with Gnabry, and Lewandowski has to shoot, but he took too much to take the shot. And here is Müller now with serious space, but his shot goes wide, agonizingly past the left post. This is not the kind of misses that Bayern would afford to have in those kind of games. That is certainly losing some points for them. And here is Santa Maria now to Höfler, to Grifo, and once again now to Demirovic, looking for Santa Maria, but is intercepted by Goretzka. And here is Gnabry now starting a potential dangerous attack for Bayern, trying to link up now with Thomas Müller. Good threat him through, and Gnabry cuts inside the defender. The shot now should be from Gnabry, and it is the equaliser for Bayern finally. They tried and they missed a big chance, but now Serge Gnabry makes it 2-2 for the Bundesliga champions and title holders. The last season treble winners managed to find an equaliser in them. That was a brilliant ball from Müller. Finally, a drill that's working now. Lewandowski dropping, pulling some defenders, and Gnabry with the beautiful running side, cutting on his left foot and just slotting it into the net. It is 2-2 for Bayern inside 70 minutes. And what a 20 minutes we're going to be having here, as Freiburg will try maybe to conserve the draw, as Bayern would go for the jugular and go for the win. Let's see what will Freiburg be able to conjure here. Here's Kubler. Again, no much use for the right hand side of their attack, Freiburg so far. They've been more reliant on that left hand side, and certainly more reliant on Vincenzo Grifo and Höfler from that left hand side. Here's Grifo, loses the ball in a very high position, and here's Müller threading Lewandowski, and this could be the knockout for Bayern. Lewandowski, and he makes it 3, and he makes it 21 goals for him in the Bundesliga. Certainly someone who cannot stop scoring, and he won't stop scoring. And Bayern managed a turnaround of their own after Freiburg turned around things early on in the second half. Bayern Munich managed to shock the system and score the 3rd goal. Certainly Müller tried that to Lewandowski more often than not in this game, and now finally working, and a beautiful finish from Lewandowski. Nothing Florian Müller could do about that, and it's in the back of the net, and it's 3-2 for Bayern at a crucial moment of the game. 15 minutes before the end of this game, or more so than that, 18 minutes before the end of the game. Bayern Munich 3, Freiburg 2. We were questioning if Freiburg would survive and would manage to keep the draw alive for the rest of the game. Certainly they couldn't, and would they make a reaction? We'll wait and see for the rest of the game. Here's Santa Maria, and Demirovic was running inside the space, but he was too stubborn to give him the pass. Here's Salai, trying to link up on the right here, finds Santa Maria now. And Bayern Munich, of course, surely know how to manage the game from here on in. They would know how to keep the score alive, unless another mistake in the back would cost them the 3 points of this game. And here's Santa Maria, and he's well pressed by Lewandowski. And the interception now, Müller and Lewandowski linking up once again, with Gnabry making some runs on the right, but choices to play to Lewandowski. Lewandowski takes his time, of course, and sets the tempo. Here's Müller. The runs are there, and here's Lewandowski, Goretzka, and Lewandowski with the brace, making it 4-2. And Bayern now are in full rout mode at the moment in the Allianz Arena. Lewandowski making it 2 goals for him on the day. 22 goals in the Bundesliga so far. He is unstoppable. Certainly the best in the world. Goretzka threading him through. And Lewandowski certainly, literally from the penalty spot, would not miss that kind of opportunities. And it is 4-2 for Bayern. They are in command now, and certainly this is their game to see off. Inside 80 minutes, this is game, set and match probably. It is almost impossible now for Freiburg to manage any comeback into this game. Whatever they're going to be doing, it's probably going to be litigating damage at the moment. Bayern would probably be very adamant to score another goal Certainly conceding 2 goals will be a problem for them. But a win here would be very important, and this was almost awful for Bayern. The misunderstanding between Davis and Neuer, the mistiming of Neuer to get out of his net, and certainly almost cost a 3rd goal that would probably made the game pretty nervous. And here's Gnabry running down that right hand side, will certainly look for crosses inside the box, and this is well headed by Heinz. And now Köbler looking for the counter-attack, but intercepted by Davis. Intercepted again now by Köbler, Santa Maria. And here's Davis trying to link up again, Santa Maria now. And here's Kimmich with the foul. And the referee, of course, will give the foul to Freiburg. Late changes for Freiburg incoming now. Probably a defensive change, more or less, trying to conserve this 4-2 result and not make matters worse for them. And here is Davis, and here is Abrashi, of course, coming in for Höfler. Demirovic tries to intercept the ball, but it is Alaba with the defensive clearance. And here's Abrashi again, still for Demirovic, looking for space. Abrashi trying to thread Demirovic through, he can't find enough space. And it is now 90 minutes on the clock, 2 minutes of stoppage time. Could Bayern add a 5th goal in that time, but this ball will be cleared by Schlotterbeck and by Heinz later on. Could Freiburg score a 3rd to make matters at least better visually for them? They will not, and the game will be over in a couple of seconds. This is a good tackle from Goretzka, and here's Kimmich, and this is the last attack. And finally, game is up here at the Allianz Arena. It is an important victory for Bayern, and certainly a very, very big improvement from the latest setback. Certainly the game had its moments. Demirovic was the hero from the Freiburg point of view, scoring twice. It is Bayern 4, Freiburg 2, and certainly a victory that would make the Bayern fans happy and rejuvenated after a couple of big setbacks. This is from me, the HOD of the PSP. Thank you for watching / joining us here on this commentary, and we will see you soon in later dates.